What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Team's struggling right now. It's not fun.
Not
Fun to watch.
No,
Sorry
over the
to our
weekend.
audio listeners who get to hear me just chewing as they start this episode.
What are you eating? A French fry?
French fries, leftover French fries.
French fries, leftover French fries.
I just ran. I gotta eat.
Oh yeah, I did get your notification that you're in.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Once again, sorry to the audio listeners because we were silent.
Audio's struggling so far. We're really isolating the audio listeners.
Oh, happy race week, everyone.
Happy race week. We fucking made it.
We made it.
We fucking made it.
We made it. And we got two good races back to back.
Yeah.
With Zandvoort and Monza. So we've truly made it.
Yes.
It is over.
Welcome to episode number 73 of the F1 Underground podcast. I know I just checked. I know I'm right. As always, my name is Owen. That is my sister Casey. We hop on every week to talk F1 news, stuff happening in the F1 world. We do race previews. We do pints and pit stops. We do history with Owen, which we haven't done in a while, but we're bringing back today. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good one. It's a good one.
We're coming up with one for me.
Yes, we're that's actually really good to call out at the start of the episode. We posted it on social media, but if you're listening to this and you have ever thought of a segment idea for Casey, please reach out and let us know. We have now been 2 weeks trying to think of a segment name for you, or just
no, because last week. Because we talked about it on, yeah, we talked about it on Wednesday when we were at dinner at Mom and Dad's.
Okay,
so then I posted the next day.
Right. All right. So we need something along the lines of history with Owen, where it's kind of broad. We could do it again, but they bring in different topics, but it aligns with it and everything.
But it's good for when there's no races going on, like history with Owen, but we can tie in both with a race, without a race. So
right. Yeah. So we're really struggling to think of ideas. We did get a good couple ideas on Threads when you posted, but if you're listening and you have ever thought oh, I wish that they would talk about this, or I wish they would talk about that, and you think it could be a segment, reach out, let us know. Reach out on Threads, on Twitter, on Instagram. You know where to find us. Scrolling at the bottom right there. But yeah.
Someone said, and I thought it was hilarious, someone said conspiracy theories with Casey, and I was like, I feel like I would need a tin hat.
That's good. Well, yeah. I mean, we used to do the graduation cap.
Yeah.
History with Owen.
But yeah, the one time you even put on the full graduation gown.
I did. I don't know where that is. I think that's at Mom and Dad.
It's at home. Yeah. Because that's when you did it, when you were living in the basement.
Yes, when I had my basement set up.
That's when we both had our basement set up.
Yes. That is a good point.
That long. Shout out to you.
Damn. But yeah, welcome. As always, we are going to get started with our memes of the week, and then we will be getting into some weekly news, which there isn't a lot, but there is one thing broke today. It was today that it popped out.
Yeah, not long ago.
Which was nice because normally it happens the moment after we record, so that's good.
Well, yeah, and I think this piece of weekly news there's speculation on why this is happening.
I'm sure there is.
Considering there's a second open seat at this team for next year, so
yeah.
But yeah, we'll get started with our meme of the week, and we also get to give race predictions this week.
Yes, I am so excited.
Yes. So yeah, meme of the week. You also did not share your screen before we started.
I did not, because now I'm just realizing that I didn't pick a meme, and now I'm panicking.
Oh, I can go first.
I found one, so I'm sharing it with you now. But
okay. And then also, sorry to the other people. I sound fine, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you're going first.
I don't know what this is.
What is this?
So this is Logan Sargent in a Mercedes uniform with a bald eagle and the Statue of Liberty behind it.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't know what it is. I just found it. The Formula Dank on Reddit is a beautiful subreddit. Hilarious stuff to go look at. I don't understand the point of this. I can't even give the thing of it being like it's a British team and then it's the United States, and obviously there's that history there, but it's a German team.
It's a German team.
And
does it give any context on?
No, literally the tagline is just it came to me in a dream.
Okay.
That's it. So I'll call out the name. User Leonardo. Thank you for this, because this is fantastic. Wonderful dreams.
It's literally so random.
Yeah.
Also, whose body is he on? I'm trying to tell by the arms. The arms are very bunched up.
It's got to be.
I feel like it's Lewis.
It's got to be Lewis. It's too. Let me explain.
No, I know what you mean. George Russell is lanky.
Yes.
And the body is not lanky.
It's not lanky enough to be George.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Whoa. So I'm not going to be sharing my screen today. I just, first of all, I for some reason can't. But if you don't follow Scott McLaughlin, IndyCar driver, Penske driver, on Twitter, you need to follow him on Twitter. One, he's kind of, he's not kind of, he is hilarious, but it's a known fact that he is an avid Love Island fan. Like, he watches it every week with his wife all the time. Last night he was like, okay, Love Island reunion time. But he is now binge watching Jersey Shore from the beginning for the first time.
What a classic, first of all.
And is legit tweeting about, it's like he's live tweeting the episodes like we live tweet about races.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what it looks like. The best was when he first said it, James Hinchcliffe posted to him and said, if you rock up to Portland with a spray tan, I swear to God. And he retweeted it with, he retweeted it saying, me seeing you this week in Portland. And it's a gif of Snooki saying, party's here.
It's
so
first
good.
of all, what a choice of a show to go from Love Island to then Jersey Shore. Also, you're watching it from the beginning.
From the beginning,
He's going to see some major cultural moments.
Well, he said, think we're coming up on the whole note thing you guys been telling me about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a massive cultural event here in the States.
Yeah.
That is insane. The whole note debacle. Oh, boy.
And he said, another one says, damn, Ronnie and Sammy broke up. Didn't see that coming. I wanted to be like, Scott, get ready for it. It's never ending with those two.
It's like
he posted from a notes app, a screenshot of his Jersey Shore season 1 notes, and he just has a list of different things that have happened.
the man's committed, and I respect him for it.
Yeah. Where is the other one? There's a good one. Damn, Snooki just got laid out by that dude. That's wild.
When do they go? Don't they go to Italy?
It's like season 3 or something.
And doesn't she get like arrested in like the first like 2 or 3 episodes?
No, she gets arrested in Jersey.
Oh, she gets arrested in Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's so drunk. Season 4 is in Italy.
Didn't they also like take a break for 10 years and then bring the show back?
Yeah, they now have what's it called? It's like the family vacation they call it, because now like Jenny and Snooki have kids. Mike the Situation has kids, and like redone his, and like he's a totally different person. So yeah, now their kids are like involved and stuff, but they have brought back like Sammy's back on the show and all this stuff. So yeah, it's still going, but it's just watching him. It's watching someone live through Jersey Shore for the first time.
For the first time, yeah.
But it's just the fact that it's Scott McLaughlin, who loves reality TV. Like, I'm pretty sure he's posted about The Bachelor and Bachelorette as well. But like, it's some of the funniest tweets. I'm ready to turn on tweet notifications for him because it was so funny. But it's the fact that yesterday he went, okay, reunion time. Reunion ends. And he goes, reunion sucked, which I do agree for Love Island. And then he goes right back. He posts a picture laying in bed. He took a picture of his TV watching Jersey Shore.
The man, I love it. You know what? It's just one of those things. It's like, humanize idols like that and celebrities and athletes like that. And that is one of the most humanizing things you could possibly do is watch Jersey Shore from the beginning, which, 2004?
Oh my God.
2003?
I mean, I was definitely way too young to be watching it when it first came out.
I'm calling 2005 is what I'm making my bet on when it
2009.
premiered. What the fuck? Are you serious?
2009. Season 1 came out December 3rd, 2009.
Wait, a show on the Jersey Shore came out in the middle of winter. Yeah,
because they film in the summer and then they have to edit it and get it out there.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's like not to go into other TV shows, on Bravo they have a show called Summer House and they're away in the Hamptons during the summer, but we don't get it until like March.
True. All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just think that's funny that it's like notoriously cold up here during the winter, and it's the dead of winter. You're in a blanket and a hoodie and sweatpants, and you're still not warm, and you're watching these people live it up at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah. But yes, that was my meme of the week, which I can't wait for him to keep going. I can't wait.
That's
for other
seasons of that show are there
of normal Jersey Shore
of like the OG Jersey Shore. We really went off on a tangent here.
6.
Oh my God, he's got a lot of TV to get through.
Because they go to Italy and then they go to Miami and then they come back. Yeah, he's got a lot of TV, but he's making it quick if he's already at the freaking note. That's season 1.
Is that the end of season 1?
I don't know. I also don't know if I ever realized the note was that early into the show. I thought it was like later on in different seasons, but
that feels like a latter half season event. But
I think he might be almost done. He's been watching it all weekend. He started it literally Saturday after his race, I think, and then watched it all day.
Finishes the race, Jersey Shore.
Yeah, finishes the race, almost wins, Jersey Shore.
That's like the equivalent of Max, like finishing a race and then being like simulator, or
like being up all night, simulator,
right?
Win a race, go back to the sim.
Scott McLaughlin's in his car, driving as hard as he can against Joseph Newgarden, and then is immediately like in his head is blasting the theme song to Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Like,
I could have done another meme of the week this week of Will Power giving the bird to his teammate Joseph Newgarden. It's so good. He's done it before. It's so good. You have to watch the end of that race. The end of the race was good.
I watched it to like lap like 190-ish, like 195-ish, I think.
I think there's 260. You could probably watch from 230 on.
Okay.
Because that's where because it kind of dulled down and then the action started. So I would watch it then.
Good to know.
Yeah. But yes, that was our meme of the week.
Meme of the week.
Yes.
News.
Weekly news before we go into our weekly news, which we said we have one thing of weekly news. As always, please use code Underground10. Only Val is the starting U at checkout at ipf1store.com to get 10% off your purchase of any cool custom F1 art pieces, coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, travel coffee mugs, literally anything you can think of with some cool one-of-a-kind pieces on there.
They're so cool.
Yeah. He's always adding stuff, different pieces as well to be relevant. Like the one I have is the one after, what was it? Japan?
Suzuka.
Yes. Yeah, because the cherry blossoms. So there's always different pieces being added. So like we said, use code Underground10. Starting U is the only Val at checkout to get 10% off at ipf1store.com. The code, if you're watching us on YouTube, it is scrolling at the bottom of the screen the entire time. So
going at the bottom. Yeah, I have to admit I haven't looked at the website in a good bit. And the other day I went on it just to like browse, and there were so many new things added. I was like, oh god, like now the urge is hitting me again to buy something. Like
I feel like he posted something about F1 Academy, and I was like, ooh. I was like, if he adds an F1 Academy, I was like, I might have to get a piece.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
That would be very, very cool.
Yeah, he did. He posted a picture of Abby pulling from Zandvoort and stuff. So yeah, and then another one. Yeah. But yes, so like I said, use the code. It is at the bottom of their screen, the entire recording. But yes, weekly news. Like we said, it's literally one piece of weekly news. It's very short. This weekend, FP1, Robert Shwartzman, who is Ferrari reserve driver. He's also in the Ferrari, the third hypercar. It's the one that does not have Ferrari in front of the name for some reason.
Yes,
But he will be driving an FP1 in not a Ferrari car, in Valtteri Bottas' car for Stake/Sauber this weekend. He's only ever competed Friday sessions for Ferrari in the past, but he's never done one for another team. So that is very interesting. There was a lot of speculation right away being like, is this just because Sauber has to say, yes, we need like a rookie to drive to fill their requirements?
Yeah.
Or are they really looking at him? But yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at Chris Medlin's post on Threads about it, and Adam from F1 Fantasy HQ, his first question he asks is, do you think this is purely checking the box for hosting a rookie session, or could Shwartzman have an outside shot at the 2025 seat? Who knows? If
Schwartzman gets that's kind of unexpected.
Do you think that is Sauber just kind of like throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks?
Yeah, because I really don't know if they know who they're they might be one of the last teams we figure out who's getting that second seat. I can see that seat being, because this sounds awful, it's not the most coveted seat, especially for next year before they change teams again.
Yep.
So is it a good spot for a Robert Shwartzman to get like his feet wet? But that's what they also have. I think they posted today. It's his birthday. It's Theo Porcher's, Teddy Porkchop's birthday. They have him. But is he going to be at IndyCar full time, which I could see because he did not do awful when he was over in Nara McLaren for those few races. So that's what I could see. There's just maybe a lot up in the air. And it is Sauber. Sauber is, well, it was Alfa Romeo Sauber, I think, when Charles was there, which Charles was also from Ferrari Driver Academy. And then he went. So it might be easier to pull Robert Shwartzman. But yeah, will be interesting to see. We haven't, I feel like the only driver we've had, well, Red Bull's had a few, but like I feel like Ollie's been the one that's gotten the most. And everyone's like, yeah, we know why Ollie's getting a shot at driving the Haas like every other week.
I mean, Ollie, even before this past year, you know, and his awesome drive for Carlos's appendicitis is, you know, he was making a name for himself in terms of, okay, when is he going to get an F1 seat? Because it's at this point, it's a when, not an if. You know, he's a good driver. He's going to get up here. I mean, with Stake, I mean, like I said, I can totally see this. I think it's more likely that it's just fulfilling the rookie requirements and just being like, hey, we'll get it done. Just kind of check that box and get it done with. I can also kind of see seeing some people in that factory just being like, well, who knows? Maybe we'll get our socks blown off. And it's like, see what happens.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, looking at who's in charge, there's Mattia Binotto, who Robert Shwartzman has also worked with.
Right.
He was a reserve driver when Mattia was team principal. So, like,
the connections
there
are there.
Could be something there. Yeah. I will be a little upset because I do think, like, I have a soft spot now for Theo Porcher, a.k.a. Teddy Porkchops. I think solely because of Teddy Porkchops. And
it's a great nickname.
It's such a good nickname. And, like, the stuff with our McLaren and all the everything. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So, I'm excited to see. It looks like it should be a dry FP1. So, they should get full time in the car. Not like Jack doing that one time. get full.
Sucks.
It
I remember that.
sucks
That
so
was
bad.
brutal for him.
I felt so bad. Everyone just wanted to see Jack doing so bad in the car. What was it, Canada? I mean, he literally got like 2 seconds, and then it was over. Yeah.
Done.
But yes, it will be exciting to see in Zandvoort for Robert Shwartzman. Yeah, that was weekly news. Like we said, there was not a lot. I literally scrolled back. There really has been. It's been very slow, even with teams getting back into their factory.
No, I even today forgot that I had Chris Medlin's tweet notifications on for me, just because of the whole George disqualification stuff. I mean, that's when I turned it on, and I had forgotten that I had left them on, and there's been, I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I scrolled back. This is not weekly news, but I don't know if you saw me post about it yesterday. Alpine put out like an 8-minute video about how it's been 5 years since Antoine Hubert passed away. And it's like this nice tribute video. They talked to Pierre, obviously. They talked to Victor Martins. Alex Jakes is in there because he was like a friend, but he was also on the call that day.
No.
So it is very, very, very well done. It was a good 8-minute video. You just get to hear about like how Pierre and Victor are still trying to carry on his legacy because Alex Jakes starts the video off and he was like, the next upcoming drivers you heard of were Leclerc, Gasly, Ocon, and Hubert. Yeah. Like, he was like, those were the 4 that you knew were coming up and getting a seat in F1 like the next day. So that's pretty exciting. Like, he should have been in F1. But yeah, it's very nice video. I do recommend.
I'll have to give it a watch.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's short, but not like that was still good. That documentary, Visa Cash App Racing Bulls put out.
You know, I still have not watched that.
It was good. You might like it because there was technical things, but it was It was good to hear the history. But yeah. Before we get into history with Owen.
Speaking of history. Yeah. Well, history with Owen. But before we get into history with Owen, we got to talk about the thing that I am still so excited about.
Oh, wait. I was going to talk about these.
oh, yes. Sorry. Well, I'm excited about your Stroop waffles, too. But go ahead.
So I posted on Threads today. I said, I need to get some Stroop waffles because I've never tried them. And obviously, they're everywhere at Zandvoort. But I also feel like they're at Spa and stuff, too. So I found them. I knew they sold them in the store. I just have never tried them. I've literally looked at this box for so many times. So I'm going to try one. Obviously, I don't have a warm drink. It is 7 o'clock. I'm not having coffee.
Maybe next week we can have a warm... Can you do it with, like, hot chocolate?
Probably. And today was probably a good idea because it feels like fall outside. So I should have made hot chocolate.
True.
But hot chocolate does sound good. Just made it. I don't even know if I have hot chocolate. I'm going to try them. So it's, if you don't know, it's 8, in here, there's 8 soft toasted waffles filled with caramel, cinnamon, and real bourbon vanilla.
Oh, real bourbon vanilla.
They're very thin, which I feel like, I was looking up a recipe. I think we could make it because it looks like the Pizzelle iron when you make them. And then you have to put the, caramel and stuff in between and then sandwich them together.
Right. So to me, it feels like if you made essentially 2 pizzelles.
Yeah.
And then put you had one flat, you layer the stuff down, and then you layer the other one on top, and then pressed it.
No, so you make the 2 flat, and then you put the caramel in between, and then just push them together like a sandwich.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I'm gonna try it. I better have a good.
In the center is like.
Oh, I thought they were crunchy.
Is it chewy? Yeah. What do you got out of 5? What do you got?
I'll give it a 4. But wow. I think if I had a warm drink, I can see why they'd be good over a warm drink. I'm
sure. So when you layer it over the warm drink, is it supposed to melt into the?
It says warm it up on your cup.
Interesting.
It doesn't say. Oh, here you go. In the back, it says how to eat a stroopwafel like the Dutch.
like the Dutch.
Call me Max Verstappen.
Yeah, as you bite into your room temperature stroopwafel.
We call it Wake the Waffle in 3 simple steps. Rest on top of a warm beverage. Wait for 2 minutes. Trust us, it's worth the wait. Transformation completed. Sit back and indulge. So yeah, it just looks like it melts the caramel on the inside a little bit more.
But it's not supposed to like. It's not supposed to like break and then fall into the coffee, right? Or anything.
Oh, then it just warms up.
Oh.
Because when I've seen the videos of the drivers getting them when they're walking in, they're literally making them and then giving them to them.
That makes sense.
So they're eating them warm.
Yeah.
Mark also told me when I said I was going to find them, he said that somewhere near his house has stroopwafel ice cream. So I don't know if they put pieces of it in there.
Oh,
and
that sounds good.
He said some places will sell like ice cream sandwiches with them.
Oh.
That's why it's so good.
It's gotta be delicious.
But yeah, that's delicious. I definitely see the eating them warm.
Is it like a dessert food?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it, if you're having it with your coffee, is it like a breakfast food?
No, I think it's like how Europeans have like biscotti.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So I mean, look how thin it is.
Yeah, it's very thin.
Mm-hmm. No, I just think it's like I can see it being like if you have like coffee for a dessert.
Yeah, you got like a cake and
like
coffee
people
situation
after dinner.
going.
People after dinner, yeah, like have a cup of like decaf coffee or coffee, put that over top, an espresso. Yeah, I can see that.
All right.
Which I will have to try.
Mitch, you'll have to try it like the right way, you know.
Mm-hmm. But I can definitely see it'd be good.
Yeah, it's probably very good.
Yeah, very good. But yes, now we can go into the topic Owen is still so excited about. And I don't think he's ever not going to be excited about it.
That is definitely our partnership with BoxBox Club.
BoxBox.
If you don't know what BoxBox is an amazing app on Android and iOS that keeps you up to date on everything in F1. You can view news. You can view current world and driver standings. You can get upcoming race details and so much more. It brings together all these details in a beautiful format. We've been pumping their big 5.0 update the past couple weeks. We've been able to beta test it. It's so cool. It's beautiful. It's so easy to use and so intuitive. I can go on and on.
Well, it's out for Android today.
It's out for Android today. That's right. As of August 20th, Android users can download the 5.0 version. I still don't think we have a launch date for iOS, but it is coming very soon.
Yeah, it's coming.
So, and then, it's just like, it's so good. I mean, like we were literally just having a conversation about Zandvoort and everything. And if you go to the circuit stats right on the app, you scroll down a little bit.
Good.
It gives you the weather right there. It's giving you the forecast for the race, and it's everything you need to know about what's going to happen and what the track is going to be like for the race. And it's just, again, I'm so thrilled that we're working with these guys. It's so cool. And it's so exciting because now we can give back to our fans a little bit and the people who follow us and support us. And in that case, if you want to use this app and you want to use it to the utmost ability that you can, you're going to get
highly recommend.
Which highly, highly recommend. They have an ultra subscription. And what you can do, similar to IPF1, we have a code. It is Underground30. The only vowel is the opening U. Go redeem that offer. You can plug that code in, and you get 30% off the ultra plan. And like you said, it's so worth it. You just unlock so many more different things, and it's so cool. It's such a complete package. So please, we have the link in the description of this episode down below. Regardless of what platform you're watching or listening on, we also have the link in our link tree, which can be found on the bio of our social media platforms, which those names are also flowing at the bottom here. So again, just huge thank you to BoxBox for working with us. Like I said, I'm going to be excited about this until the day I die. And it's just so cool. It's like the only way that I can talk about it. It's so cool.
No, it's the coolest. Like we said last week, and I think we'll continue to say it. It's
such a good app.
Yeah, it's such a good app from from people, real people that were using it before we even got to work with BoxBox. I mean, I've had the two little widgets on my lock screen for years. Minute that update on iPhone when that came out, you could add those little widgets underneath your time. I've had 2 box ones there for the entire time.
I have Lando Norris's score and his position in the driver standings, and I have McLaren's score and position in the constructor standings.
Yeah, I have the weather and I like my rings for my watch, but also on my lock screen I have Ferrari points and their position, and then I have when the next round is, like date and time.
It's such a well built app. Casey, you said it the best last week too when we talked about it. It's an app built by fans of F1 for fans of F1.
Yeah.
It's just again, I'm so excited to be working with them. So huge thank you to them for working with us, and we hope we hope we take this to the moon. You know, it's so cool.
We've worked with them for a long time.
Yeah,
it's an honor.
But coming off of that, we're going back into a segment which we haven't done in a little bit.
I can't remember the last time we did this. Maybe Miami.
It may have been Miami. So yes, we're doing history with Owen. We haven't done it in a while, like we're saying. It's back.
Play the music.
Yeah, roll the intro. Obviously, we'll do that when Casey posts it to social media and whatnot. And does her little editing guru magic.
It's back.
But obviously, with Zandvoort coming up this weekend, I wanted to focus on the history of Zandvoort. And I think Zandvoort's a really cool track. I think it's so unique in the layout of it, and also because of the banked turns that you have with it. And it's so much fun because I was just playing F1 23 the other day, and I was recording the video for our track facts. And as I'm driving, you know, obviously they're making an accurate track, and you tilt and you take the turn, and I'm like, it just feels so cool. Because like even on the video game, it feels like you can just send it into the corner and just your foot's on the floor, and you're getting the assist in turning from the bank of the track and everything. It's so cool. So I did a little research, and I wrote up a little bit on the history of Zandvoort, and that will be our history lesson today. Right. So the circuit opened in the 40s officially, but before the circuit was even built, the track as we know it today, before that was built, there was a race scheduled there by racing enthusiasts. It was kind of just like this crowd-sourced racing event that happened in 1939. There's not much, I didn't find many details on the race. Like I said, it felt like it was kind of just like a thrown together, like almost like
hey, come out if you like to race.
Yeah, like a pickup like race essentially. So the mayor though saw the crowd it brought and how many people loved it, and was like, we're buying into this idea because I want to put Zandvoort back on the map. You know, this is how we're going to do it. Sadly, shortly after that, World War II broke out.
No.
And
should have realized what time.
His name was Henry Van Alphen. He was removed as mayor, but he continued to work on the track in secret. And he finally finished the construction of it in 1949, and the first official race was held on August 7th. Now, this is the coolest thing that I found with it. The first winner of a race, his name was Prince Bira of Siam. Or Siam. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it was a member of I think it was Thailand royal family that won the first race. This information is on Box, and I am going to confirm it right now. But I was like, when I was reading I was like, this is so cool. Like such an interesting little detail about the track that I was like, oh my God, like a prince won it. Yes, Thai Prince Bira of Siam in 1948. So I guess right before it opened. Yeah. But first official race at Zandvoort won by Prince Bira of Siam. Then in 1952, so just 3 years after this race, was the first official Formula One race, and it was dubbed the Grand Prix of the Netherlands. Now, this race was then won by the Italian Alberto Ascari, which I think is an awesome name. Such an awesome, just like Italian name. when I read that, I was like, that's sweet. Like, it was like
Yeah.
such a cool, like easy Italian name to say, but it sounds so good. So Formula One came in the 50s. They were like, hey, we love this track. We want to schedule some Grand Prix here. Here we go. Right now, we kind of dip into like the dark period of Zandvoort. And this was in the 70s. So there was
depressing.
Well, kind of is. There was a driver. His name was Piers Courage. He had died on the track in a fatal accident. And then that was 1970. And then in 1973, there was another driver. His name was Roger Williamson. He had died, and his was a little bit more brutal. His car had caught fire, and he had died in the car.
Jesus.
Yeah. So ever since that moment, people were like, Zandvoort's a little dangerous and everything. And it kind of quieted down until 1985, which was when at the time, the last F1 Grand Prix was held there. So 1985, that was, I don't know how negotiations worked back then. I don't know if it was a contract and they said that, hey, we're done in 1985 and it just never got renewed. Or it just, after kind of all this stuff, F1 was kind of like, hey, we're skedaddling.
Yeah, way to break.
So with this, kind of in the mindset, again, of the mayor from the 40s, in the 90s and the 2000s, Zandvoort experienced a resurgence in popularity. And one of the biggest drivers of this resurgence in popularity was something called the Masters of Formula 3, which was a racing series that brought back winners of F3 to race against each other.
That's cool.
So we got drivers in Zandvoort racing against each other, like David Coulthard, Jos Verstappen, Christian Klein, and other current drivers too, like Lewis, Max, and Valtteri Bottas. Were all racing each other. And it was cool because people were like, these are just big names or future big names. Just like driving against each other, and racing. And it's like, all right, sweet. So with the help of, Masters of F3 and everything, Zandvoort's kind of getting back into the groove of things. Some more racing series were coming. And then in 2016, the Zandvoort racetrack went under or came under new management. And this was huge for them because the new management came in and they were like, we want this to be a center of business along with like being a racetrack. So they like redid the whole track. They've made it like a modern business center and they had events like every single day. And it was also like, hey, come, let's have our business meeting here. And then once we're done our business meeting, we're going to go race fast cars. We're going to hop in and we're going to drive, and there was, BMW series was driving there. And it was like all manners of racing were going to Zandvoort.
That's cool.
So with that coming under new management, the success of the business mentality and the modernization of Zandvoort, F1 kind of came creeping back in the door.
Crawling back.
They're like, oh, hey, we were here before. Can we come back in? So what they did is they came back in. And on May 14th of 2019, it was announced that Formula One would be returning to Zandvoort.
Oh wow!
So Zandvoort, in terms of in that, is kind of a newer track on the schedule. But I didn't write this down. But the thing that I saw too, a whole bunch, was drivers love this track. There's like it's something about it that the drivers are just like, this is the coolest thing. It's so much fun.
Well, and I'm sure you have the likes of a certain great Max Verstappen who is Dutch born and raised, and they're like, yeah, we want to have him able to have a home race. I'm sure his dad helped try getting it back, like in some way. Yeah,
I'm sure he had a hand in that.
Yeah.
So the two cool facts that I also found, and again, this is thank you to Box because they have an awesome list of just fun random facts about the circuit on the page. Two things I found. One, the legendary driver James Hunt won his first race here in 1975. So just like a cool, like random bit of info that it's just like, he's such a big name in the sport and it's such a legendary figure in the sport that it's like, to be the track where he gets his first win, it's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
The other interesting fact that I realized is Zandvoort is currently on the calendar until 2025. So next year could potentially be Zandvoort's last race. Now,
oh my God.
do I think that's going to happen? No. I think Zandvoort is, like I said, a lot of drivers love Zandvoort. They think it's an awesome track. They have a lot of fun driving the track. So I don't think it's going to be the last time that we see Zandvoort, but I thought it was a fun little tidbit. So news could be coming soon within the next year of, hey, Zandvoort's re-up their contract or Zandvoort is being removed from calendar.
And once again, I don't think Zandvoort or F1 want to lose the relationship because of Max Verstappen.
No.
Like, not at all.
No.
There's no way they would use it. I mean, those grandstands this weekend will be packed with orange. It's going from Zandvoort to Monza is literally it's so cool to see because you have Zandvoort full of Dutch fans, which full of Max Verstappen fans, and like no one else. And then you go to Monza, and it's Ferrari through and through. No one else. Like
you have a sea of orange, and then you have a sea of red.
Sea of red. I mean, the McLaren tries and jokes around all the time, saying it's actually papaya, but like no, those they are Max Verstappen fans through and through. Yeah, and then next week they will be there for Ferrari. Yeah,
it's definitely it's not going anywhere, especially if Max wins again this year, the Drivers' Championship. They're never going to get rid of it because how is that going to look for F1 as a brand if you have a four-time winner, four-time championship winner, and then you're like, we're losing your home race, by the way. Like that's not, they don't want to do that.
No, they don't want to do that. I agree. They do not.
But yeah, that is history of Zandvoort, a little tidbit of information. Like I said, I really like it. I really like this track. It's a lot of fun to drive in the game. And the banked corners are so cool. It's just it's so different from a normal track that we see throughout the season. Like
I feel like there's videos from like teams when they do their track walk on Thursday, and they can go like you can see the part of the old track still. It's obviously not used, but like especially to see how steep it was before. Like I swear to God, there's a video of Daniel Ricciardo rolling a stroopwafel down the bank of the corner because it's so bad. Yeah, that one is I think that's why people. I mean, traditional tracks like this that's what makes it cool. The elevation changes, the banking of like corners. That's what makes it so cool. That's what you don't get at Miami in Vegas. Like you're not getting the elevation changes like that, which that does come into play with braking and stuff and overtaking. Yeah. So no, I do like Zandvoort. It'll be fun to see. Yeah. Well, that was history with Owen. If you're new here,
with Owen.
That's your first one. Thanks for joining.
That's
yeah. What were we gonna say?
Nothing. I don't know. I lost it as soon as I started.
You're like, that's it. Yeah.
There it is. That's all it is.
There it is. I didn't mean to go to the Dutch GP yet.
No, we're not going there.
No. Threads Mailbag. F1 Threads Mailbag. Before we get into that, Owen had something else. Yeah.
You get to hear me monologue more.
This is the Owen episode.
Yeah, really. No. F1 Threads Mailbag, our newest segment, is brought to you by Duracell Portable Power Stations. From the #1 trusted battery brand, Duracell Portable Power Stations and charging hubs allow you to power your laptops, mobile devices, lights, speaker, and any small electronics that make your life easier during a power outage or while away from a wall outlet. I talked about this a little bit last week too, but we just had some major storms like roll through the area. And it's like my apartment here is very susceptible to wind. So it's like you hear like a big gust of wind go and the lights will flicker. So it's, we're very mindful here of the moment storms roll through, put your phones on the charger, put your iPad on the charger. And it's such a relief knowing in the back of my mind that, hey, I'm going to use my normal chargers, but God forbid if the power does go out and I need to charge my stuff, I have these chargers ready to go. They're a lifesaver. They're a lifesaver for traveling too. It's so much fun. I mean, I say all the time, if we had these things when we were in Miami, awesome. It would have been great. There would have been no concern at all about our phones dying or having any sort of those issues. So please click on the link in the description below and check out the Duracell Portable Power Stations, including their 2024 Red Dot Award-winning M150 and M250 models, and untether your device charging from the wall and power the possibilities with Duracell Portable Power Stations.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Get the spam risk phone call at the same time, too.
Is that what you were looking at? I was looking at
all of a sudden my watch started vibrating, and I got freaked out because I thought I was still on call for work, and I was like,
oh.
And I looked, and it says spam risk. So
well, I thought something because I have the Phillies game on too, so that's what I was like. Wait, did something happen?
No, nothing happened.
Yes, F1 Threads Mailbag. We have a few questions. I'm gonna
solve a couple of these questions.
Okay, I'm gonna do Mark's last because
okay,
the last one is a good tie-in to what we have coming up this weekend. So, first one from our lovely friend Chris. She said, "Are there any other reasons to watch the end of the season for people who haven't tuned in yet?" I could give like 12 because, but I think first I want to say there's a close championship fight coming. It's been building up. It's getting closer. It's 2 teams right now. It could get to 3. It could get to 4. There's so much happening. We haven't seen Max win in a month and almost 2 months.
Yeah.
There's so much action on track. You're afraid to blink when you're watching a race because you have no clue what's happening. Here
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reasons to watch the second half of the race. Right now in the drivers' championships, 7th place to 3rd place is a combined total of 40 points of separation.
That's wild.
That's it. That's crazy. Insane. There's so much movement that could happen in these standings for the second half of the season.
Yeah. That's crazy. There's so much you don't want to miss. And it's not even yes, you don't have to watch all the sessions, practice. Qualifying is a must, I have to say.
Yeah. Qualifying's huge.
The way qualifying has been going, you have the McLarens clearly faster than the Red Bulls. You have Ferrari somehow pulling some random ass pace out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much you don't want to miss each of these upcoming weekends, and we have some good tracks. We have Zandvoort, we have Monza, Baku. We haven't even get to Baku and everyone's favorite castle corner. Kodas is coming. We have Singapore. We have obviously Abu Dhabi at the end of the year. We have Vegas that no one liked last year, but that was one of the best races we got to watch.
That was a good race last year.
Yeah. There was so much left. There's almost enough drama that could happen for one normal race season. That could be left for the rest of this season. So yeah, lots of reasons to tune in and don't miss. And they're all decent. If you're in America, they're all decent timing. This one's early. Next week might be early. Vegas is annoying for the East Coast of America. They're literally all good times. So there's no reason to not miss. And then you have that stretch of Mexico, Brazil, and Coda. It's 3, 4, and 5 o'clock in the evening on a Sunday. Yeah. So
nice.
So nice. 2 questions from our dear old friend Frey.
Yes.
I don't even know which one to. They're both kind of predictions. I'll do this one first. What midfield team do you think is getting a podium by the end of the season?
This is tough.
Yeah.
This is very tough. It's not Stake. It's not Alpine. It's not the only V-Carb. That's my guess. V-Carb. And I'll go one step further. It's going to be Yuki Tsunoda.
Wow.
That's what
I
I'll
like
go.
it.
That's what
I
I'll go.
like it. I'm gonna say Aston Martin, and it will be Fernando Alonso. I think it'll be might be like a one weekend out of the rest of the season that we see him
That's a
third
good
place
pick.
or whatever. But I think I can see it being Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, that's
on
a
the
really
podium.
good pick.
Yeah, but Yuki, could you imagine? I think everyone would celebrate.
I would hope.
Like,
Are you kidding?
I don't care whoever's in first. I'm sorry. Like, we'll be celebrating for everyone. We're celebrating so hard for Yuki. But yeah, that was a good question. Her other question: are we going to see more Mad Max in the second half of the season? And I also, Owen shaking his head, yes.
Yes.
I also agree. Like we said, the last time he's won was at the end of June. It's now the end of August. So
That's wild. That is insane.
Yeah, it's wild. I think he's a driver. If that car's not working right, he can, I think, change his mindset or change his ways to drive that car and get the best out of it.
Yeah.
And I think he also has people coming up. Lando's not far. McLaren's not far. He doesn't want to lose it.
He's getting competed with more than he's been used to in the past year and a half.
Yeah.
And I
Since
think
2021, I would say.
And that is naturally going to lead to frustrations.
Yep.
So, yeah, I 100% agree that I definitely think we're going to get more Mad Max this season.
I mean, I also could see more run-ins with Max and Lando, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like we had a few weeks ago. You never know, but I definitely can see we're getting Mad Max is not far. He's bubbling in there, ready to come out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
He's ready.
I don't want to see the competition, or I don't want to see the conflicts between Lando and Max, but it really is just a product of the season that we're in right now, in that there are the two that are going head to head, and Lando is the one that is charging right now at Max.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's happening. And then last three questions. Two are quick. The third one is a good segue into this upcoming weekend.
Yes,
Thank you, Mark, for letting us plug it in an equal different way. His first question: have either of you bought F1 Manager 24 yet? I have not.
I have not. I should.
Are you going to?
Depends.
Maybe I should. I've never played one of those, but it's not like I have to drive in F1 Manager. Like,
true, it is more of a strategy game than it is like a driving game.
So maybe I should.
Maybe
I can give it a try. I'll look at it. If you don't know, what's his record? 3-0?
He's 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Yeah. So when we were in Miami, Mark kept sending us just eyeballs, text messages.
The eyeball emojis.
Yeah, the eyeball emojis. And then Lando won.
And that was because of Lando's,
at
the time, potential win coming.
Yeah, like he was saying it without saying what was going to happen. And then he also sent it again for Monaco with Charles Leclerc, saying it without saying it. So this the second question is, will I have a reason to send the eyeball emoji text this weekend?
I'll go full fanboy. Yes.
Okay.
I'll take that route.
Okay. I'm going to say no, and I can get more into it when we go into our predictions after this last question. Third and final question from Mr. Mark Schofield. Why should people go to the live show this weekend? Easy answer. So we're pretty cool.
Fuck, come on, Mark. We're pretty cool people if you want to hang out with us. Why should people come to our live show this weekend? That's because, well, it's hosted at an awesome place, Human Robot Schuylkill Banks location.
Cool atmosphere. We've watched a few races there now.
It's so good.
Watching Lewis win in Silverstone there was so cool because the crowd. I'm so
happy we were there for that.
So do I. The crowd was so into it, and you have people. I've never known there were this many F1 fans in the city of Philadelphia. I will say it, but when we get there, there's fans of almost every team. So it's cool to see. It's cool to see.
It's not just like they're walking into this bar to stumble and they're stumbling upon an F1 race. They are there with their iPads in front of them showing
Yes.
telemetry data of the different cars as they're watching the race. And the crowd is so cool. It is so much fun. It's such a good turnout. And the best part is, too, it is a bar, but there's a bagel joint right next to it.
There is.
So these 9 a.m. races, it's perfect because you get a bagel and a coffee and you're watching the race.
And then by the time you're finished your bagel and coffee, the race is still going on, so you can just get a beer and have a beer then for the rest of the race. Yeah. And then this upcoming weekend, you get to have a first with us. It's our first ever live podcast show. I'm going to say it now. I'm nervous, but it's good nerves. It's good nerves.
I'll say this. I cannot wait to horribly work the crowd. Because I'm like, going to be like, hey, everyone, we're so-and-so. And then just be like,
crickets. You'll probably work the crowd fine. You'll be fine. But yeah, it's our first live show ever. It's crazy to even say that. We're looking forward to it so much. We have some fun live segments planned, like maybe a Pints and Pit Stop with the audience. So yeah, it'll be fun to do a recap. It's literally as the race ends.
Yeah.
Jump on. Do a recap, so it's so fresh. We can maybe get some audience reactions to different things.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's a chaotic race like we've had. Watch it be a boring race.
It's boring. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna freak out.
I'm gonna change the plan. No live shows. Sorry.
Yeah. See you, people.
See ya. But yeah, that's why we think you should come. Just have a fun Sunday morning. By the time the race is over, by the time the show's over, you still have the rest of the Sunday.
It's a whole day.
Yeah, it's supposed to be nice still.
Yes.
But yeah, come out, watch Zandvoort with us.
Guess what, Mark? It's just a short train ride for you. That's it. That's why you should come out to the race. That's why you should come out to the live recording, Mark.
Yeah, he asked why should people. You're saying why should you?
Mark should come out to the live recording.
I see what you did. there.
Yes.
But yes. That was our F1 Threads Mailbag.
Very good. I love that segment. I like that we get questions. It's so much fun.
And even like the past few weeks when it's been like nothing, we've still had questions. And last week's show was so much fun to do. I really enjoyed doing the different teams, team thing, splitting that up. But yes. Moving on to race predictions, and not only is F1 back, F1 Academy is back this weekend. So
yes, it is,
and it's just them. It's just F1 and just F1 Academy, and then the Porsche series as well. But in open wheel, it's just F1 and F1 Academy.
Yes.
So very excited. Normal race weekend, obviously no sprint or whatever. Can you imagine first week back sprint?
We haven't had a sprint race in for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. And the next one is not until Coda.
I was going to say, why do I want to say it's Azerbaijan, but I know it wasn't.
Could you imagine a sprint week race in Baku?
That's why I was going to say I know it's not. But Coda. All right, Texas.
Yeah, the last sprint race weekend was Austria.
Yes, that's right. That is right.
Mm-hmm. But yes, so normal race weekend. Three practice, and a qualifying and race predictions.
Race predictions.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so P1, this is why I said no to the eyeballs text. I do think it's going to be Max.
Yeah.
He, like I've said multiple times, it's been forever since he's won. It's his home race. It's the first race back. I could see it being either close or he's winning by 30 seconds, which I don't think he's winning much by 30 seconds anymore because of how fast McLaren is, how good Mercedes looks, if Ferrari gets it together. So, I do think it's Max, P1.
Okay.
I think we see George Russell, P2.
Really?
He's coming back from that disqualification.
Oh, fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
the joke was today, he was at the Taylor Swift concert and everyone thought she was announcing Reputation, and people were like, could you imagine George Russell at this Eras Tour gets Reputation announced after he just was disqualified going into this weekend? So yeah, Max P1, George P2. I think he's a fire lit under his ass.
Okay.
And P3, I feel like I need to pick one. I feel like it could be either McLaren or either Ferrari, but I'm going to say...
You could take the team route like I've done in the past.
No. Give me a minute. I'll do... This is going to shock you. I'm going to say Oscar Piastri. I think I'm going to be the first one I've not put Charles on the podium.
Wow.
So, yeah. Max, George, Oscar. That is my podium.
Pick. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, I like it.
Yeah. I think he... he is... not he has something to prove, but he's been consistently good recently. Yes. I think he's gotten his quote-unquote weaknesses figured out, like the tire deg and stuff. So, yeah, that's why. And I think I could see it being a close battle. I think we could have another close race like we just had in Spa. Was that the last race before?
Spa was the last race, yes.
I think it could be another close race, so.
Yeah, I could see it. I could definitely see it. All right. So my predictions. I really don't want to pick this, but I have to agree with you on P1. I think Max is going to come in hot from the break and just absolutely feed off the energy of the people. And I can see him kind of being like, I'm going to use this race as a return the form for Red Bull.
Yeah.
Of just like a, hey, here we go. You know, this is what we should be doing. Now, that depends on how well the car is performing, but if the car is in the right, I'll use mine for lack of a better term, I could see Max getting P1, absolutely. P2, I got to give it to Lando. It's just, again, that I think it's a thing of coming out of the break and just keep the momentum going and keep I'm charging at max. I don't want to stop. Keep that rolling. So I got to give it to Lando. And then I will say, I'm going to give it to George as well. The P3. I'm going to give it to George. Mercedes, I think kind of similar to Lando. I mean, we talked about it last week and you know, going into the break, they were carrying this storm of points and they're not going to want to stop. And if they can get on the podium, it's going to be huge for them. It's going to be this like wave of calm kind of coming over them, just, you know, because there's the anxiety of coming out of the break and just being like, crap, can we do it again? Can we keep it going? Like all this stuff. I think it'd be huge. And I think George sees the light at the end of the tunnel. Just as like I'm getting more comfortable stepping into this veteran role and leading and being a leader, and I'm here to show it. So that's, I would say Max, Lando, George.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ferrari. This might be the first time we've left Ferrari off of the podium. But
yeah,
I'm going into the home of Ferrari next week. We are going into the home of Ferrari next week, so my Jalulu picks will just definitely come back. So I'll give it a week off.
Remember, you picked your Jalulu pick in Monaco, and
I know when it won.
And it worked. So
I saw someone already say, can he win both home races this year?
That'd be wild. That would be insane. Italy would lose Monaco would lose their mind.
Could you? Well, no. They both would. Could you imagine? We're getting way ahead next week. Could you imagine if we have a podium on Monza and it's Charles P1, Lewis P2? I'm sorry, Carlos, but
the country of Italy might burn down if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
It's like that interview of Charles after he won Monza in 2019. He said like he got into a cab later that night. He was going out, and the guy was like, "Did you like watch?" He didn't recognize him, and he was kept said something about like, "Did you watch the race?" That young Ferrari kid had like. He's pretty good or whatever. And Charles was like, yeah, he looks pretty good. And he pretty good. And like looked at the guy and was like, that was, and the driver was like, oh my God. But yeah, that's next week's. But yeah, you have anything else to add? Or
I got nothing.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 73 of F1 Underground. Like I said, we will be having our live podcast episode from Human Robot School Banks location on Sunday. We'll be doing a recap of Zandvoort. It should be up later on after. So our European friends that would love to be there, but obviously that's ridiculous. If they showed up,
That's just a flight.
a very expensive one. Yes, it'll be up for them later on. We will have an episode next Tuesday because we'll do our F1 Threads Mailbag probably, and then Monza predictions and stuff. But yes, thank you so much. Like always, all of our socials are scrolling at the bottom of the screen the entire time. Please follow us on Instagram and Threads at Underground F1, over on Twitter at Underground_F1. We didn't touch on it, but yes, we are brainstorming a potential name change.
Oh, yes.
We're not rushing into it. We're taking our time. But yes, that could come, but obviously we will let everyone know when the name change comes. But thank you again for joining us, and we will be back, Sunday, and then we'll be back next Tuesday for our normal recording. So thank you so much, and we'll see you Sunday.
See you later.